I'll try to be brief. I have a boss one time said either be brief and be profound in this case, or just be brief, and I'll try to just be brief. Just a couple of quick things. First, I want to thank Dr. Floyd and actually Mr. Murphy. Hendrix has done so much for me, for my family, and the Murphy program has done a lot for me. I told Mr. Murphy today, the experience I had in Burbank, which I think was the very first one, really changed my life. It was a terrific experience. I actually have two other clarifications I want to add to Jordan's introduction. The first one is that it's just a little more depth. I'm still, I think, the only English major that Arthur Anderson ever hired in the public accounting. And the English department deserves all the credit for that, and a little bit to the accounting department. But I also have to say that you will note that Enron went under shortly after I left. The second clarification, and this is for any students that are here, is that my most proud accomplishment at Hendrix is actually the founding with some of my partners, Jack Crossway, Mark Lyman, Tim Cheatham, Drew Linder, Stan Shane, of the annual Toga Party. I can't resist telling this story briefly because the last time I was on campus, the last time I was in this room, I think, I was watching Natalie do something spectacular, as she always did here. But the last time I was on campus, I was invited back to get a round table on careers, and I was asked to come with three other people, and we were going to a group of juniors and seniors to talk about our career, our path to our careers, what we've done. It was relatively early in my career, and I was really honored. So I came back, and I didn't know who else was on the panel, but I was thrilled that I'd been asked, and I thought I really had something important to say, actually. So I arrived on campus, I found out one of the people who was supposed to be coming didn't show. And then I showed up in the room, and the other person on the panel who was invited to go first was Bill Ragsdale. Now, I don't know how many faculty know Bill, but for those of you who don't, a few people might think Natalie certainly does. Bill Ragsdale at the time was had his own show on the Fox network called Herman's Head. He was probably next to Natalie the most entertaining person on campus, by far the funniest person I've ever encountered. And so he went first. He talked about the celebrity he knew, how he got started at Herman's Head. He was very humble, but couldn't help but talk about some really amazing things. And it was so exciting. I mean, all of us were starstruck. I was too, like I am with Natalie right now. And after he finished, I realized what an incredible problem I had. So I stood up and I told them exactly what I did. I said, I'm so pleased to be here. I'm the head of P&G's deodorant business. Needless to say, it went downhill from there. We had 25 questions, 24 went to Bill. And the only one that I got was from Bill. So here's, now I'll close this by saying, there's a reason why I'm first on the agenda. Thank you, Pamela. Now I will try to be brief from here on out. And here's what I really wanted to say. First was, and this is focused mostly on the faculty. I just want to say that I have I have an opinion on why what you do matters. And I'll give you a little slice of it. And I'll start by saying it's about being a liberal arts institution. I have a very special understanding of a liberal arts institution. My mom and dad are here, both went to Hendrix. My brother, who's here, went to a liberal arts college, Kentucky Wesleyan. My mom and dad actually both are products of and servants of liberal arts colleges. All my family went through liberal arts colleges, so I have a sort of strong opinion on this. First one is you get a diversity of interests, and part of that outcome of diversity of interests is a diversity of friends. Stan Shane, who's here, is a physics professor. A little group that I ran around with now has a person who runs hospices, Mark Lyman, Tim Cheatham, a lawyer, Charles Harmon, who is an aspiring novelist and textbook editor, Drew Linder, who's a banker, and Jack Crossway, who's here, who is a teacher. There are not many places you can go where those are your tight friends, that level of diversity. The second thing that's obvious when you go to a liberal arts institution like Hendrix is the curiosity and the breadth that grow up in you. It's not very, there aren't very many places you can go where it's cool to take a philosophy class or major in English. And it is cool here to do those things. Now, I have a really interesting perspective on this now because I work in the business world, which arguably, that's not about liberal arts, right? And yet, you know, it's amazing to me, A.G. Lafley graduated from Carleton College, he's our chairman. Every senior person I've worked for has a thirst for learning, a real thirst for learning, that is akin to what you get at a liberal arts college. So the last point I'll make is, you know, I do think, you know, one of the things that I've gotten out of being here in the Murphy program and the whole experience is really a lifelong adventure, a thirst for adventure. And it started in English, my first English class, which I made a B in. I'm still upset about that. Dr. Crowder? I was lucky, yeah, I was really lucky. All right. And then through Spanish with Dr. Arms and Econ with Dr. Scott and biology with Dr. Haggard and history with Dr. McKeach and so many other places. Each one of those was a special learning experience and a special adventure. And, you know, that learning experience and the curiosity continues to rage in me every day. So I feel really, really lucky to have found Hendrix. It's made a huge difference in my life. Huge. I've been really blessed so far with a life full of adventure and a mind and a heart that will always be full of Hendrix. And that is my Hendrix Odyssey. Thank you.